Hi, I'm Madison Pruitt, and I've gone retired. While I was leaving the beauty of Valdez, I was curious about the wars between Valdez and Cordova as far as who was going to be the port for the copper industry. This tunnel was hand-cut into the solid rock of the Keystone Canyon and is all that is left of the railroad era when 9 companies fought to take advantage of the short route from the coast to the copper mines at Kennicott. However, a feud interrupted the progress. A gun battle was fought, and the tunnel was never finished. So, this is all that's left. So I decided I would go up to Kennicott and check out the source of all of this strife. In order to go to the Kennicott mines, you had to go first to the town of McCarthy. Now, I had been warned that the road to McCarthy was a pretty rough road. But I've been to the Arctic Ocean. I've driven the Dempster. I've driven up to Eagle. I've been on rough roads. I know how to handle them. Or so I thought. You first enter the Wrangell St. Helens National Park, which in itself is pretty nice. This is Highway 10, and it stops in a small town called Chittenden. I asked some local folks what the condition of the McCarthy Road is from Chittenden. They say, oh, it's fine. My first warning that this was not going to be a typical gravel road ride was when I had to go through a 1-lane canyon just to start the McCarthy Road. The first part of the road was paved. Sort of. Sometimes. And sometimes it was incredibly bumpy and dirt and gravel and scary. But then I came to the bridge. The entire McCarthy Road was originally a railroad servicing the Kennicott mines when they were in operation. When the Kennicott mines went out of operations, the railroad also ceased operations. So they simply paved it over, put dirt on top of the rail lines and stuff like that. The bridge was originally a railroad bridge. It did not have railings, a side rail, until the 1980s. They just put wood on top of the rails, and you just had to make sure your tires stayed on that wood. Not for me. While I was relieved I made it across, that just meant I had to do it all over again when I left. That's what the train used to take coming out of Kennicott Mine. We don't take it. But there were some beautiful spots as well. Well, made it to McCarthy. It was hard. Oh yes, that's the Kennicott Glacier. Our campground was on a river of glacial melt. We had a full view of the glacier. The old general store in McCarthy. McCarthy was full of remembrances of the past. McCarthy supported the Kennicott mines, and the Kennicott mines were in operation from 1911 through 1938. When it closed down, McCarthy dwindled down to a ghost town. The Kennicott mine was the largest producer of copper at a time that the world's demand for copper was exploding due to electrification. When they shut the mines down, they pretty much left everything. One of the things that I found fascinating was a cottage that belonged to one of the managers. I walked into one room and saw holes in the floor and realized that this cottage had actually indoor plumbing. Quite progressive for the time and location. When you look in the valley, you see all of these dunes, and you think this must have been debris that was left by the mining operations. But that's not true. If you look closer, you'll notice that there's blue ice underneath some of these dunes. This is actually the moraine from the glacier. So while McCarthy is a difficult place to visit, it's worth a trip. Give it a shot. Even the bridge isn't that bad.